Okay, in the shop today we got a Impala LT. I think this is a 2009. It's got a starting problem. So we're going to test the battery on it. Okay, we got to set this thing up for 12 volt. Okay, going to do a battery test on it. Okay, it's 650 cold cranking amps. And this one says it's good. Recharge. Okay, the charge is 82%, health is 73%. So it must have something draining the battery. So I need to find out what that is. This has got the 3500 V6 in it. So I guess we'll come back later and do some more testing on it. Okay, I checked this thing again this afternoon and it still says good recharge. And I've had it connected all day. And I started it, moved it into the garage. So we're going to disconnect the negative wire, hook the meter up to it, and we're going to see if we have any draw. See if there's anything that's see if anything's staying running. And then we'll go over here and see if we can pull fuses until we find out when it goes away. Okay, we have this hooked up to the battery. What you do, you disconnect the negative wire, have them separated like that. Put your leads on it, and then on your meter, got to switch it over to 10 amp DC. See right there, 10 amp DC, and move it over to, see that 10 amp DC right there. But this in here is, right now it's at 0, and I see it coming on. Right now it's staying asleep. We'll see if it comes back up. It's doing like a 2 point something, 2.3 draw a while ago. So it's really not doing nothing right now. So I'll just have to watch this for a few minutes and I'll come back whenever it's showing anything, if it does show anything. Okay, I opened the door just to make sure I was connected correctly. See, the lights and stuff came on, the computers and stuff come back up. Now it's dropping all back down. It'll take about 15-20 seconds for it to all settle back down. Then it should pretty much go to, should be less than 5 milliamp. See, that's 1.7 amp. Now it's dropped to 116. Now it's going down to where it needs to be. It needs to be on a 5 or less. Even 0.16 is too much. That should settle back down. Well, I got that Grand Prix out of here, that white Grand Prix. Got that one done, water pump and everything on it. Got the elbows done on it. So I was glad to get that out of here yesterday. So now I got this Impala here. Let's see if we can't get this thing figured out. See, now it won't go back to 0. It's staying at about 16, 15, 16. So I guess now we can pull the fuse cover off here and see if we can't find out. We'll start with the radio, start with OnStar, all that kind of stuff first. So I'll be right back. Okay, that one's still staying about 16, 17. So there's still something that hasn't gone back to sleep. So we need to get our cover and see what over here we can find, that when we pull a fuse out and it goes away, then we know that's what's giving the draw. Okay, this 10 amp. Let's see, where's it at here? Well, that's really coming up now. 2, 3, 4, 3. Yeah, that's an over an amp draw right there. Now it went back down. Well, that's too bad. I got to have it where it's drawn before I can pull anything out of it. Now it's not doing nothing. Okay, now it's back up there. I had to get a better connection on it, on this red wire here. They're both grounds, but now it's going back down the... It's really hard to find a draw when it goes back to 0. I think it's just intermittent once in a while. But this battery will be dead in the morning if I leave this connected. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Need a fuse puller. It ain't gonna do any good to pull the fuse if everything is on 0, because you got no draw. Okay, we just did a crank test. Since cranking was low, the maximum voltage was 14.60. Current voltage is 14.5556. Now we're going to do a charge test. Okay, we've got the headlights turned off. Now we're going to do a charging test. Okay, on this test, it says the voltage is high. So that might be why it's knocking out the batteries. This is already the second replacement battery. I don't know if over 15 volts knocks out a battery or not, but it's 16 millivolt. 15 volts. It says voltage is high. So it needs an alternator or a voltage regulator. I imagine a voltage regulator is built in to the alternator. So that's what I'm going to suggest. But that's strange that the battery will be dead by morning. So maybe there's a short in the voltage regulator. I guess I could run the test again, see what happens. Okay, I ran the test again, and it says voltage is high. So I'm gonna have to do some research on this and see if that might be the problem. Looking like a voltage regulator. I may have to change out the alternator back here. So I guess I'm going to put it all back together and I'll check the voltage again on this. Okay, there's another battery test. Good battery. Okay, we've got a real windy day today. So I'm working on taking off the alternator. I took off this power steering hose right here. And got the belt off. Got this bolt off. I got one of the bolts off back in behind on this side. And I still like the one on this side. So it does have a 10 millimeter bolt on it that clamps this line here down. So I got to take it off first. So my battery was dead last night. This morning actually. And I got this part here off. I don't have the other connector off. So I'm trying to get to this voltage regulator right here. I think it'd be better if I go ahead and take it completely off because of the way the screws are. I don't want to take and drop anything down into the motor. I'd rather have it on a workbench. So yeah, it's a pain to get it off, but I'm pretty sure I got a short in the voltage regulator. So I'm going to charge this up tonight, and it might take a few more days to figure it out. I'll get one of these ordered, voltage regulator. Be cheaper than buying a whole alternator. I mean, this still spins fine. It wasn't making any noise. See, it still spins fine. So I'm gonna see if I can see in behind there. Okay, there's the bolt that I've got loose right there. And I still like one more back there somewhere. It'd be nice if I could see it. Okay, back in behind this alternator, I got that little 10 millimeter off. It bolts this power steering line down. See that? See that right down there? Right in the center of the screen. That's what bolts the line down. Get that off, then you'll be able to get to that other 15 millimeter bolt. So I gotta go get my wrench. Okay, I pull straight up on it, and I turn it like that so I can get to this last connector back here. Disconnect that, and we'll have her off of there. So I'll be right back. Okay, here was the last bolt we was trying to get out. So you got to take that 10 millimeter off first right there, and that piece right down there goes on top of it. That's for your power steering line right there. And here's your two bolt holes right there, there and there. Yeah, them are fun to get to, but we got it done. Yeah, it helps when you move that power steering line out of the way. So now we'll take this thing in the garage and we'll start taking this apart. Okay, now see I got a Bosch 125 amp Okay, I've already got this apart. Came apart so quick I forgot to record it. Okay, you take off 3 screws here. Take off this here 15 millimeter. This here 15 millimeter. That's a little bitty one. Goes right there. And then you take off this right here. And then you take off, I think, 3 more screws. And then you pull this straight out. Make sure you got these screws out so you can pull this straight out. See, because your contacts goes right on the armature there. And that's the part we're looking for. Pretty sure that's the part that's got a short in it. I'll see if I can do some research and see if I can figure out how to test this thing, see if it's any good. I think we'll go ahead and get one anyway. Alright, now I won't have to wait on parts. So that's what it looks like when it's all tore down. So now I'll go to the computer and see if I can get one ordered. Okay, it's been a few days and got my package in the mail. We'll get that opened up. So I'll be right back. Okay, there's the new one on the right. You can see that the brush is a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. And that's the part we need. So we want to stick this thing in real carefully. Stick it right in there. So it's going to be pushing against you. So I'm going to have to push it and hold it while I get the screws in. Okay, I have it in place, so now I need to get my screws in there. Okay, now we got all that installed. Got them good and tight. See, and then the case goes on there. That nut right there goes over here on this side. Then this long one goes on this side. Okay, we got that one tight. Got your nut that goes on the wire. Okay, now we should have some screws in the top of it here. There's one. Screw them down. Okay, just make sure everything's good and tight. Now we're ready to go put it on the car. Okay, there's the alternator. I need to stick it over here where it belongs. Right back down in there. Right there, them 2 holes right there, bolts. Okay, we got that alternator all back together. Got it running. Everything's looking good. Now we're going to run some tests on it. I just did a battery test. It's a good battery. The only thing I'm concerned about is still charging high. Still charging over 15 volts. That's not good. It shouldn't be charging 15 volts. So we're going to do a charge test next. See, it's even higher. It's got higher voltage than it did before. 15.8, 15.16. Okay, this is the cranking test. I got on the wrong one. Okay, I got to turn the headlights off. And with this type of throttle body, I'm going to have to jump in and give it some gas whenever it's on the charging test. There's no way I can speed it up, the RPM any. So I got to get these headlights turned off. Okay, got the headlights turned off. Okay, I'm going to let it run through one of these first. Now, try it on the second one. It's probably going to tell me I've got too much voltage. Just like I did before. Yeah, voltage high. My word. Well, I changed out the voltage regulator on the alternator. That should have fixed it, but it didn't. I got even higher voltage now. Well, I don't think this is going to be fixed then. Okay, we just replaced the alternator. That was fun for the second time. Now look down here. A lot better voltage. Don't have 15.7 volts. That's looking a lot better. So we got the overcharging fixed. But we still have a parasitic draw. So I'm going to have to leave this thing in the garage for a couple days and keep the meter on it and come out and check on it every once in a while. That battery will be plumb dead in the next morning. There's got to be something staying on and running the battery down. So I'm going to hook up this meter right here. It's not connected right now, but got to figure out what's draining that battery. Okay, it shows it's a good battery. I'll turn it off and see where it's at now. Okay, it's 99% charged. That's good. Good battery, 100% health. That's good to know. So now I'm going to hook up this meter and see if I can't catch it drawing down. It's probably drawing down 2 to 3 amps at a time to have that battery completely dead. So I'll hook up that meter and I'm going to close out this video and maybe make another one on this other parasitic draw if I can find out what's causing it to go down. So that's going to do this video. Thanks for watching.